Hello people, and how are you doing? I know that you probably missed me. No, you didn't. Okay, so I have been gone for a while, but I do have good reasons for that. And the main reason is that I have been studying, and now I'm in winter holidays. Um, in Argentina, we have winter holidays in July instead of having summer holidays, of course, because it's a different hemisphere and we have a different weather and the whole thing. So yeah, winter. We're in winter. So yeah, I finally have got holidays, and I cannot believe that I don't have anything to study, which seems crazy to me because that's the only thing that I've been doing, and that's the main reason why I've been off this channel. I mean, like, I've been MIA definitely, and it is a terrible thing because I have been watching stuff, and I have been watching Loki particularly, which is what this video is all about, and I wanted to make a video for each episode as they came out, but I had no time for it because it's like I had an exam, so I couldn't watch Loki the day it came out ever since the fourth episode. So I just have a video for the third episode, and that's it. And so I couldn't. And I was watching Loki like a little gift of, oh my god, you passed an exam, so now you're going to watch Loki, and then you're gonna sit again and you're gonna continue studying. So that's the whole thing that's the whole thing. That's what I've been doing. And I don't know, it's been like 2 weeks since Loki just finished with that ending. And I still hadn't said a thing. And well, this is the time. This is the time for me to talk about it. So, let's better roll those titles and let's begin this journey because we have 3 episodes to talk about. So, let's go with it. Okay, so we've got 3 episodes to talk about. We've got the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th episode, of course, because that's how you count. And I cannot believe that I am making that clear because it should be like, oh my god, set yourself in. Anyways, so we have a lot to talk about. And remember I told you that in episode 3, Loki and Sylvie were introduced together and that I really loved the chemistry between the actors. Well, I knew where that chemistry was going and I completely love it. So I'm just gonna say it. If you don't like the ship, you can leave. Because I'm gonna talk about it and I am super happy about it, and I do not accept negativity on this channel or anywhere. Like, I'm probably blocking you if you're negative about it, because we can have constructive criticism without being a jerk. Because honestly, I love Marvel. It's really one of the things that make me the happiest. So I want to actually talk about the things I enjoy about it. I don't care about the rest. I'm not a critic and I'm not interested in being one. I just want to talk about the things that make me happy, because the whole point of this channel is to just, throw out in the world a little bit of happiness, a little bit of joy, so we can talk about the things that we actually like and that we actually enjoy. So if you're gonna be negative and you just came across this video, this is just not the place to be negative. Like, there is enough places on the internet to do that. Go do them there. So, like I said, I love the ship, so I'm gonna be talking a lot about it. And we actually have so much to talk about, because the fourth episode was, oh my god, I have to go through every single little thing with it so I can tell you everything that I loved about it. I haven't rewatched anything except for when I rewatched it the day it came out, because I tend to, I don't know, like I said, yeah, I didn't watch it the day it came out. I didn't watch any of the episodes the day it came out. So, but I did the next day. and I watched them all morning, and then at night when I have my thoughts clear, and I said, oh well, I need to watch again so I can go sleep like peacefully. So that's a thing. And okay, so but I haven't rewatched anything ever since that. So I've only been watching fan videos and fan theories and just enjoying with the fandom and just being happy about it. But okay, we were left on the third episode of this thing in which they were left in Lamentis, and everything was about to get destroyed. They couldn't make it to the Ark. They couldn't change anything. So Loki and Sylvie are just basically there, and they know that they're going to die because what else can you expect from them? Nothing that could save you. So they have a very deep conversation in which they just talk about what makes a Loki, and is it maybe the thing that they're maybe destined to lose? And he's just like, no, it's not that we're destined to lose, it's that we survive because that's what we do, and you're amazing. And they just get this beautiful bonding moment, and I was just like, oh my god, this is happening. And then because of that, they create a branch on an apocalypse. I mean, like, imagine the power that these two have to destroy the whole of reality by just creating a great branch on an apocalypse, when branches are basically impossible to create in there because it's about to get destroyed. You can do whatever the fuck you want in there. Imagine how incredible that is. I mean, like, power couple, if I've ever heard of one. So I completely love that ever since that moment. So we go straight, so the TVA finds them immediately, and then, they basically get separated, and Loki goes, and Mobius has to interrogate him, and the whole thing, and we get Lady Sif back. Like, that was crazy. I wasn't expecting her there, but that was great. I mean, like, and we get this whole scene of just Lady Sif telling Loki that he's gonna be alone forever, and just the realization of that thing, it was crazy because the first time I watched the episode, I was just like, no, he's not gonna be alone forever because now Sylvie is in here. So, I mean, like, maybe that was true at some point in history, but now it's not anymore because he's not alone anymore. He has someone who gets him and who he cares about. I mean, that's super great. So that was it. And then Mobius interrogates him. And honestly, I think that that's one of my favorite scenes from this episode because I just loved how Tom played it all out. I mean, like, the amount of energy he put into all of these emotions, into the care he has for Sylvie, into just this moment of realization of, no, she tries to hit me all the time. Why would I even just call her my partner? Why would I even like her or anything? No, we don't get along in the least. Like, yeah, we do get along. Hold on, we do get along. And he's just falling into the realization of, hey, I actually enjoy her company. And that was just amazing. I just enjoyed it so much. And then when he gets super scared that maybe something happened to her, I was just like, oh my god, this is full of emotion. I never thought that I would get so involved into this because, hear me out, I don't like romance. I don't like it. I mean, like, I think that I said it before, and I'm probably gonna keep on saying it because there is not a thing that I hate most than romance, because it's just boring to me. I mean, people always do the same things, and it's not important. It doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't provoke anything. And yet I was so involved into these two dumb buzzers that just liked each other because I really, really liked the development of their characters individually before they came together. So that was great, and I love that they are their own person, the whole thing. So I was so caught up in that, and just seeing how Loki gets into the realization of, hey, I really care about Sylvie and I really like her, and like it's a very deep, important level of care that I have for her. So of course she's important, and in the whole thing. So that episode was crazy. I think that it was mostly about that. Also, we've got this whole thing about the timekeepers being just androids, and that was, dude, I was so shocked. I cannot even explain to you how shocked I was. And then when Loki just gets pruned, I was just, how how do you expect me to continue with my life by giving me that ending and then the post credit scene, obviously. And I was just like, how dare you do this to me. I and I think that's something good, especially because one thing that I want to say is that this is the first Marvel series that actually just left me on the edge of my seat in every single episode. I think that not so much with the first one, but ever since the second episode, I was just, I want to know more. And I don't think that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision did that for me before. Even though the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is probably my favorite series, um, because my child Bucky Barnes is in it, of course. But I think that this one was the one that just made it for me. I think that now I would say Loki, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and WandaVision. And that's not to say, oh my god, this one is better than the other, because actually the three series are just impeccable. Like, you cannot say about a bad thing about them. I mean, like, there are bad things to say about them, but I don't really care about them. I just really enjoy the series. It's just about how engaged I felt while watching them. And the thing is that with WandaVision, it took me a while to get a hold of it, to say, oh my god, I'm so interested in what's happening, because it's just like the first episode I was like, yeah, I'm not so into this. And then it started to get interesting, like on the fourth, fifth episode, and then I was like, oh well, yeah, I actually want to watch this. So that was it. I think that WandaVision, what it has, and it is for me, and this is completely subjective. This is not an objective point of view that you can say that, oh my god, no, you're not right. This is completely subjective. Of course, I'm not right. It's just what I think. Is that the three last episodes of WandaVision made it for me. I mean, like, that was the most interesting part to me. So that's what made the story just be like, oh my god, this is gonna blow up, and just made it for me, made me enjoy the story altogether. I mean, like, and the last episode I cried, and just Wanda becoming that like the Scarlet Witch, it was incredible to me. So that's it. And then the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, of course I was hooked by it because my child is in it and I love Bucky Barnes, and the whole story of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is incredible. But I think that those two stories were too isolated. And hear me out, I'm a writer and I love connections. And one of the reasons, and I enjoy the MCU so much, is that there are connections everywhere. And I don't feel like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision were that much connected with everything. I mean, like, they are. Don't misunderstand me. Of course they are. But the thing is that Loki is like a direct connection to everything. I mean, like, ever since the second episode, we're basically establishing that they are going to open the multiverse. And that is incredible. I mean, like, with Sylvie just bombarding the sacred timeline. That was crazy, incredible, and I loved it. So I was so hooked by Loki because it had that factor that WandaVision and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier didn't have, which is a greater connection to everything that happens in the MCU. So that sold me away, like, right away, and I was just like I'm telling you, I was so hooked. And like I'm telling you, I was waiting for the Falcon and Winter Soldier to come week after week after week. I was just there. But with Loki, it's just like I had this feeling of I cannot wait. And that is crazy because I tend to, have that sense of, yeah, no, yeah, I can watch this tomorrow. Like if I see that there is a series that, I don't know, it has 3 seasons out, I can wait. I mean, like, I can sleep without knowing what's going to happen. But Loki just had me thinking, and I love stuff that gets me thinking. But it's also the fact that, I was hooked on the couple. I was hooked on the characters. I was hooked on the mystery behind what's going to happen in between the timekeepers. And then, like, I'm telling you, the ending of the 4th episode was like, oh my god, what's going to happen, like now, who is behind all of this? I mean, like, there were theories about Kang being behind everything, but it was just like, I tend to ignore theories because I don't like them. I just, like, I'm telling you, I tend to ignore theories because, I mean, like, people theorize a whole bunch with WandaVision and none of it came through. So I would just rather not and just see whatever they are telling me. So I wanted to wait. This time around we got Kang. So that is impressive. We actually got one theory right. Applause for the fandom, honestly. But no, seriously. So the thing with Loki is that they had that factor that just got me interested and got me hooked week by week. Like, I wanted to watch. I mean, like, I was just over there, just thinking, oh my god, I just want to give this final. I just want to give this exam so I can get back to this. Please, please. So the day I gave my last exam, which was a chemistry exam, and I had to give it on Thursday morning. So I couldn't watch on Wednesday because I will get distracted, and I knew that I was going to get distracted and I needed to be like super focused for it. So the first thing I did after giving my exam was to just turn on the TV, plugged in my computer, and just watched. That's the whole thing I did. That's the thing. And I was blown away completely. So, and then the last episode I watched it with my best friend. He's also a Marvel fan. He got caught up on Loki like a little later because he wasn't watching, so we just got to watch the last episode together. But the thing is, dude, we need to talk about the 5th episode and we need to talk about the 6th one because that was crazy. I mean, like, of course, by the end of episode 4, we basically just get we get to the void, and we get how Loki wakes up in there and he meets Kid Loki, classic Loki, I don't remember the name. Loki, I don't know, there's another Loki, I don't remember the name exactly, and then there's Alligator Loki. So, and they basically go like, if you don't come with us, you're gonna die, which is crazy. I was so hooked by that, and I went to learn like, what the fuck, because I just stopped at that moment and it was like, why are you throwing this around? You're just gonna let me hanging with this? I mean, like, I have to wait for a week to find out where we are, what's happening in the whole thing. So we basically just 5th episode, we get to the TVA, the timekeeper's room, and we get back to Loki in an amazing transition, and then we just get classic Loki just telling him, that's a liar, we're his launch, come with us if you don't want to die, and we just get to discover every single little thing. And oh my, this friggin' episode, this was peak. I think that it is probably one of my favorite episodes from the series, but I don't know. I think that it is. This was incredible. I mean, like, the characterization in this episode. If you know me, you know that I love well-developed characters, and the time and everything that they did to develop these characters and how human they were and how well it felt just to relate to them in somehow, or just to want to follow them. Because I'm always going to say it, a good character is the one that you want to follow into battle. If you don't want to follow them into battle, that's not a good character. You're just not going to be interested in them. I mean, like, a good character is that one that just draws you so completely into their lives that you want to know more about them, about every single little thing. And like I'm saying, the characterization in this episode was incredible because classic Loki had just had a beautiful arc about it. I mean, like the story, the backstory that they gave him, the whole thing that they did, you know, like with him just um, being just smart enough to fake his own death and to just then float around in space like debris and then just go into a planet and live in isolation and then the whole thing. And when he got lonely and he missed his brother, he just wanted to go back home, and that was his nexus event, you know, the fact that he missed his brother. And just how everything about his character just got so soaked in, you know, into me. I was just when he gets angry because they get betrayed by the other Loki, and he's just like, we're always the same. I mean, like, nothing can change between us. And then you just get his anger, you know, because every single little time that a Loki tries to change, the TVA appears. And if that doesn't happen, if the TVA doesn't appear, we just get to these asshats who never change. And this look is just it has that weight on him, you know, like the one good thing that I tried to do, and I wasn't able to do it. And that is such an awful thing, and it tells a lot about our Loki, you know, because he's also trying to do well, but he died doing well. So it hits you, you know, especially when you get to the glorious purpose part, because oh, there's so much to talk about that. There's so much to talk about that, and that's regarding my daddy ship as well. But you know, with the glorious purpose thing, the whole thing of just having something bigger to do, you know, and how Mobius said in the first episode, like the greatest things that a Loki can do is just get the best out of somebody else. Like you don't exist to be the best version of you, just to make the best versions of somebody else happen. And the fact that classic Loki just went out by doing something great for somebody else, you know, by helping someone else, that felt good because he changed inside. So that was great. Oh god damn it, that was great. Like I'm saying, telling you, the characterization in this episode was incredible. So now that we got classic Lucky out of the way and we can talk about the whole other things, we need to talk about Sylvian, we need to talk about Loki, because I'm so interested in the story that they build up around them. So I really want to do that because I feel like it is so interesting. So when now in the first episode we're just basically following Sylvie and Loki, and this is bigger now. So well, Sylvie and Loki are separated, the whole thing, and Ravonna Renslayer is just trying to convince Sylvie of things, and she just betrays her, and blah 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 blah. Well, they're talking about the void and where timelines go when you prune them, the whole thing. So I just found incredible. I don't find it incredible actually. It's just the memory thing, you know, just Ravonna trying to buy Sylvie by telling her we can put you in a loop with a good memory, and Sylvie just saying, yeah, I only have one good memory, and the one good memory she has is with Loki. So that was that hit hard. And the fact that she pruned herself so she could find Loki, but of course, it's not just only to find Loki, because then she meets Aliyah, and she connects with Aliyah, and she sees that there's something, there's a citadel past Aliyah, which is awesome. Which is awesome. I was so hooked by every single little detail about it in this. And then she gets to Mobius and they talk, and oh my god, everything is awesome in this episode. So then they get to Loki, and then they get to talk and the whole thing. And oh god damn it. God damn it. I was just okay. So remember how I said about the glorious purpose? I just find it beautiful how in those little parts of Loki, he was just like, what? I think that it was classic Loki, the one who asked him, what did you leave your glorious purpose there? And he's like, something like that. Yeah, because he left Sylvie behind. And then he's just so set on the fact that I don't care what happens to me, I'm gonna get back to Sylvie, however. And then she proves herself just so she can get back to him. And that is so great because I feel like they already established a friendship and that there's so much space for so much growth for that friendship. I mean, like, of course, there are romantic feelings involved in there because they basically check in all the boxes of what the romantic trope is about, which is incredible because it is so well done and it is actually greatly paced. And I was super surprised by that because Marvel is not that good at pacing romances. They're terrible, actually. Okay, so we were on the note that Marvel is actually terrible at pacing romances, which is true. we can just that is one of the truest things we can tell about Marvel. They are actually terrible at pacing romances. And so when Sylvie and Loki happened, I was so surprised, because they don't only check out the boxes for the romance, but it's actually well written and developed. I mean, like, I actually find it hilarious that there are so many people complaining on the internet, but it's mostly Tumblr, and we didn't pay attention to Tumblr that much. We did. But I find it hilarious because people tend to love the same tropes, about, oh my god, yes, develop this and develop that, and they tend to love them being developed in a fucking movie in which you don't have that much time of the characters interacting and the whole thing. I mean, like, we had like how many? Four episodes of Loki and Sylvie interacting with each other before they even kissed. So you're not gonna come and tell me that they were not greatly developed, because they actually were. I mean, like, if you take it into, I don't know, half an hour in a romance movie that takes 2 hours to do, you're not gonna tell me that you're not gonna take 4 hours of development that they actually had. Just because you're not shown on screen every single little moment doesn't mean that they're not there. I don't know. I think that people complain too much about things instead of just simply enjoying them. And they complain just for the sake of complaining because this is the era of complaints. And I feel like that is bullshit because you should be enjoying. I mean, like, you should be enjoying. We don't get big things like Marvel to happen and such beautiful universes to be built up any other day. Marvel is the only enterprise who's actually building something so greatly. And I mean, like, they're not the only ones. Of course, anime exists and there are so many other things, but Marvel is huge, and they're doing a great work at every single little thing that they do and the Easter eggs they give us. And I don't know, I feel like seriously, we are just complaining out of the sake of complaining, and that is a little annoying sometimes, but what else are you going to hope from people? Especially when they're all American. Anyways, so, besides the complaints that I hear everywhere on Tumblr, because people outside of that are not complaining that much. I mean, like, the regular viewer actually likes every single little thing that they've been watching, so that's great. But the thing is, they're actually so well developed, and that's mainly the thing that just called for my attention, because it is so strange for me. Like, first of all, Loki is not a character that I have been that much interested in my life. I mean, like, I'm not the kind of person that just saw him in the first Thor movie and was like, oh my god, that's my child. I was not one of those people. I was definitely not one of those people. I've always liked him as a villain. I mean, like, he was incredible. The Avengers movie was the first movie I actually watched from the MCU. So just seeing him was actually awesome because he was so well constructed, and I've always enjoyed him. But I've never been in love with him nor with Tom Hiddleston. So I was just not that hooked on the character. But this series just made me be so close to him that I actually want to see him succeed and to see him happy. And just like I'm telling you, the relationship with Sylvie, I just love the thing between them because they're so different. And let me tell you one thing: Sofia Di Martino just has me in love with Sylvie. I don't think that we could have found a better person to play Sylvie than Sofia. She's just that amazing. So firstly, we've got Sophia being incredible, and that the chemistry that she has with Tom is incredible as well. So where they're coming from, I mean, like the place in which the characters meet and how everything develops, it's just beautiful to me. I mean, like I actually want to make an analysis of it. I probably will do it. I don't know when because lately I don't have time or energy to do crap. So I probably won't. But I actually want to make it. I want to watch everything again. I want to watch the series again so I can just make that analysis and be happy about it because I just want to point out every single little moment. So the thing is that they're greatly developed. I've said it like 4 times already. I don't care. I'm gonna keep on saying it because it's true. So besides that, okay. So I've rambled enough about that. We need to talk about the 6th episode because if not, this video is gonna be hella long and it's gonna be boring. And it's probably boring already, but I don't care. I just want to get these things out of my chest. If you happen to make it to the end of the video, that's gonna be crazy because I cannot believe that people actually listen to me that long. Incredible. Anyways, so we've got a whole bunch of things happening. I'm not gonna keep with it because I have already said enough on my Tumblr and I have screamed enough with my friends, so I don't actually have anything to get out of my chest. But we need to talk about the 6th episode because that was huge. That was just what? I think that it was great. I mean, like, first of all, the fact that we got confirmation for season 2, I love it. I love it. I was not expecting for Loki to have a season 2, but I'm so happy it does because it is such a great story. And like I was telling you before, there's a thing with Loki that the other series didn't have, and instead it's a greater connection to the 4th phase of the MCU. And that just sells me out. Because they just basically settled for I don't know, the next 10 years of the MCU, and it's gonna be great and it's gonna be awesome, and I'm so freaking excited. Because hear me out, after Endgame, everything kind of just fell apart. I mean, like, I was still hooked about it, but after everything happened, I mean, like, even the Spider-Man movie didn't feel that much great. You know? You get me? I mean, like, it was great. Don't get me wrong. I love Far From Home. I love anything that they give me with Tom Holland as a Spider-Man because I really, really like him on the character. And I really loved that movie. I watched it at the cinema and I loved it, and I rewatched it a whole bunch of times. But I don't know, after everyone just simply leaving, you know, like Tony Stark not being around us anymore, just Captain America doing his thing, and how Natasha is not with us anymore, anyways, and the whole bunch of things happened, you know, in the MCU. I was like, is this the end of the journey? I mean, like, this is when we say goodbye, when everything's gonna turn uninteresting now. And then the series happened and they changed my mind. they actually changed my mind a lot, because now I'm super excited for things that are coming in the future, like the Eternals movie, like Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, like the Hogo series, especially because I watched the Black Widow movie and I was just like, oh my god, Jelina's gonna be on there. There's so many things happening, but now with the series just made me feel so excited for the future of the MCU, and Loki having a great connection towards what's going to be, um, of course, season 2 of Loki and Ant-Man, Quantumania, and then the second movie of Doctor Strange, on the Multiverse of Madness, and how that just talks about Wanda as well, and how everything is starting to interconnect again. I feel so excited for what's coming in the future, because, like I'm telling you, I thought that after Endgame, that was gonna be that I was probably gonna pull a little apart from the MCU. But now I'm even more engaged than I was before. So that's incredible to me, and these series are making it happen. And Loki just added so much to that, because the sixth episode with the introduction of Kang, which is actually one of the many variants of Kang, not necessarily just the one and only Kang the Conqueror, but just having the introduction of him happen, just just completely blows my mind, and everything that happened between Sylvie and between him, just I feel like the future of the MCU is gonna be huge. I'm and we're gonna make Thanos look like an ant. And that's crazy, because Thanos was a big deal. I mean, like, he was first introduced on the first Avengers movie, I think. I think it was the first one in which Thanos was introduced. If I don't remember incorrectly, I think he was. And he was built up for so many stories until we finally got to him. And the fact that now we introduce Kang, who's going to be a big deal, and it was a big deal already, just bringing him in, and Jonathan Mayers just did an amazing job with the character. I mean, like, he was so pulling. I mean, like, I really wanted to listen to everything that he was saying, but the fact that he was a variant of Kang, and the fact that he's the good one. He is the good guy. I mean, like, imagine what the other ones are going to do. It just blows my mind. I mean, like, I'm thinking about the possibilities of everything that could happen. Not only of everything that will happen, but of everything that they are just building up, and the things that they're coming up, and how they're developing the characters for everything to fit together, and for what the second movie of Doctor Strange is going to be, because the Multiverse of Madness is really gonna blow us out. I mean, like, it's going to. The origin of Wanda in it, I mean, like, the fact that she's Scarlet Witch. And the other day I saw a theory about how when Kang realizes at the 27th and minute and 30 seconds that he realizes that they are crossing the threshold, which just happens to coincide with the moment in which Wanda becomes the Scarlet Witch on the last episode. That was just mind-blowing to me. The thing is that if that was intentional on Marvel's behalf, I think that that's probably the best connection they have made so far. I mean, like, there are thousands of connections between the Marvel movies and the Marvel series, and between everything. But if that was intentional 100%, and it's not just just came to happen because which I don't think that there's that much coincidence. It has to have been planned. If it is, that's God, oh my God, that gets me so excited, because that means so much. I mean, like, imagine the fact that Wanda becoming the Scarlet Witch just makes this whole thing happen. The fact that they cross the threshold. I mean, like, it is incredible how everything connects and I love it. I'm completely in love by the idea of the whole of it. I just, I'm enamored by it, and I'm just gonna keep being happy about it. Anyways, so everything that we got introduced in this episode, I mean, like, just Miss Minutes being Miss Minutes. She's a demon. There's no other way to say it. We were actually chatting with my best friend while we were watching the episode. We were just like, Miss Minutes is like being really diabolical, right? Because that was crazy. Okay, so she's just a bitch, but in the sense of, oh my god, this little thing, she was so nice, and now she's showing her true colors. Like, you're really orange, dude. Everything about it, and just, yeah, talking about the ship, Loki and Sylvie together, I'm 100% into that, because they're so cute together, and the actors are having such great chemistry. And I'm not going to say anything besides that, because I love the chemistry and I love the development, and I think that they're actually great together. So I hope we see a whole bunch of more of movies. I hope we get to see B15 and Ravonna Renslayer just on her pursuit of free will, because that's gonna be crazy, and I'm really interested in about what she's looking for, and how she connects with Kang and everything that is supposed to happen. I mean, like, imagine the things that we're going to get to see in the future. I mean, like, I'm so into that. I'm really pumped by what's coming in the MCU, especially Loki season 2. I mean, like, we're gonna have to wait a long time, but I feel like the wait is worth it, because I'm really excited about it. um and just like I'm telling you, every single connection that just open up with this series, they actually know how to tell a story, and that's why I love Marvel so much. Because as a writer, I am terribly critical, but not in the sense of I had to tear apart what you're doing and I have to pinpoint every single mistake, but in the sense of I actually want a well-written story, and they are actually doing that. They're really doing that, and they have been giving us amazing, well-written stories, one after the other, after the other, after the other. And you can actually always hope for quality. I mean, like, some movies are better than the others, but they actually tie together so well, and they just give you these characters that you get to care about, and that you actually want to follow, like I said, into battle. I want to root for them, and that's what makes a good character for me, not just the characters that they're playing and the whole thing. I actually want characters that I can root for, because I feel like that is a well constructed characters. And I have a lot of things to say about writing, because I have been writing ever since I was little, and I I like I said, I have a whole bunch of things to say, because I am annoying as hell when it comes to writing. I am quite the perfectionist. I try to do my best when I do it. So I love to see a story that has a lot of flaws, because the MCU has a lot of flaws, but that they still give you quality and good entertainment, and that they give you characters that are well thought out. They're not just putting cardboard cutouts into the stories. They're actually giving them backstories, and they're actually giving them humanity. I mean, like, Loki's journey towards humanity was crazy to me, because he started out on the first movie very differently. I don't remember the entirety of his journey, because I didn't see the entirety of it. I mean, like, I remember Ragnarok far more than I remember anything else, because I didn't rewatch the Thor movies. Like, I watched them once. I don't like them that much. So the thing is that I don't remember his story that well. But because of what I remember, I can see how much growth he went through into this story. And I love when characters actually embrace their humanity and they act upon that, and that they care for other people, and that they care about themselves, and that they care about doing something greater than the petty little things that we want to do as humans just because somebody told us that this is the righteous path or the glorious purpose, the whole thing. And the fact that Loki is just starting to see that, in his character is crazy. And the fact that we're getting Sylvie alongside him, which is a super flawed character, but it's just so well constructed character. Like I said it, I fell in love with Sylvie the first episode I saw her in. So I'm super caught up on her. My dog just pushed my table. The thing is, we're just getting this bunch of incredible characters into this, and they all tie together, and it's just amazing to see them, and I'm just super pumped, super excited, super happy about it. And I loved Loki so much, and I actually feel like rewatching the series and doing the whole thing because I have so many things to revisit in it, and well, it's gonna be great. So I'm gonna have so much fun doing that, just watching the whole series on one sit. It's gonna be nice because I'm gonna notice some new things, and rewatching, it's always good. So anyways, I feel like that has been it, and this is a very long video because it's long. So if you're still watching, it's crazy that you did. Thank you so much. Tell me about your thoughts on the comments because I would love to know. I know that this is super scattered. Everything that I do on this channel is scattered because I like to just talk and ramble and just pour out my thoughts that they come in the moment and the whole thing. So this is messy. This channel is messy. Get accustomed to that because I am messy and I don't actually want to put things in order because I like the fun that comes with that messiness. So I like it. Anyways, so tell me in the comments what are your thoughts about it because I really want to talk with you people. And just like I said it, if you're going to be negative, just don't even bother because I'm not gonna read you. I'm not interested in reading negativity about things that I like because one thing is being critical and another one thing is just hating something for the sake of hating it, and I don't care about the second one. I mean, like, I have my own critiques towards the series. I just don't feel like they're gonna do anything because they're just a personal taste. So that's it. But overall, I love the series, and I think that it will get a 9 out of 10 from me, which is a whole lot because I don't tend to like things that much. Especially, like I said, with characters that I didn't care about before, but now I care about, so I'm actually invested now. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Always remember to be positive, kind, and curious, and I'll see you again whenever I'm willing to film the next video. So see ya, people.